In my series on storytelling so far, I've covered why it's important to tell a story, essentially because having a story connects you with your audience, and the fundamental element to having a story, having strong core values. So then, how do you turn those core values into your story? I'm covering the next step in this week's video, how to apply your core values to telling your story. My name is Tara, and this is Truly Social. As per some requests, in order to set the stage here, I'm going to make up two fictional examples with different businesses and core values, and these are going to be a little challenging.
Challenge accepted.
Company A is a B2B services provider. Let's say that they're a health benefits broker. Company B is a B2C product company. They make dog biscuits.
This is dog food's finest hour.
Company A sat down after watching my video on finding your story and figured out that one of the core values that they live and die by is empowerment. Company B did the same and came up with safety. Company A's value plays out like this in their story. In regards to empowerment, they're all about helping their clients and their employees feel empowered to make the right decisions for their health. They create lots of content that helps make the confusing health benefits information easier to understand. They spend lots of time communicating updates and changes and how they affect their clients. They tell lots of stories that their clients can relate to and learn from. Everything they do, all of their communications, and even their tagline reflects this commitment to empowering their customers, their clients. They also empower their staff through keeping their information up to date, giving them lots of autonomy and putting them in the driver's seat of their career.
And I'm in charge. I'm in charge now, Phasma. I'm in charge. Bring it down. Bring it down.
For Company B, safety is paramount because they know that their customers' pets are their family, and there have been too many scares with tainted dog treats in the past year. In order to embody that value, they rigorously test all of their products, way beyond industry standards. They provide all sorts of information on the ingredients and the origins of those ingredients on their packaging. They work with veterinarians on making sure everything they put in their treats is the most safe and trusted ingredient known. They've even partnered with a dog tag company to create a special tag that helps you track your dog's whereabouts so that they don't get lost.
Oh, there he goes. Don't worry, guys. He will be back.
Now, these aren't the full plan that comes from those values, and these don't have to be their only values, but I wanted to give you a few of the ways in which these values start to create the story of their brand. The story takes shape through their actions and everything they do. And the magical part comes when their customers can recognize that story through the company's actions and what they're communicating. They can start to repeat that story back to them. Your story isn't always literal. Your story isn't a tale you tell. It's part of everything you do. It's where you put your energy. It's how you treat everyone involved, vendors, employees, customers, everyone. It's where you spend your money. It's who you associate with. Some people refer to this as your brand, but I think it's more than this. It has to be your driver, your obsession. It isn't just something you craft to put on a show. In fact, you should be able to completely change context, remove the logos, signature art, colors, tagline, anything that would make you very instantly recognizable. And your loyal customers should still be able to recognize your company. Here's a for instance. When we say something is googly or not very googly, or apple-y or not very apple-like, most of us understand what this means. What we are referring to is the behavior, the lifestyle, the attitude, the values, and the essence that these companies convey. It's googly to be whimsical and casual. It's not very googly to be corporate and stiff. It's googly to make data-driven decisions. It's not very googly to make subjective decisions. Simple, clean design is Apple-y. Complex, confusing design is not Apple-like. In order for these companies to convey such a strong sense of identity that we can relate any experience to what is like or not like them, these companies have to be incredibly consistent, like obsessively so. My company produces a newsletter called The Daily Distraction that features amazing articles on the latest memes and social stuff. And everybody is expected to contribute to creating it. But the other day, somebody submitted an article that I was adamant could not be included because it emphasized the importance of production value. Why couldn't I include it? What do I have against production value? Well, nothing per se, but I feel very strongly that focusing on production value over how the content connects to the audience is damaging to my core value, which is about focusing on the value of human connection, no matter whether highly produced or shaky camera phone.
Just do it!
I'm obsessed with this message. Consistently, it's been my cross to bear from the day I discovered the web and people creating their own content on it. And yeah, it seems like such a small, nuanced thing, but it's in those small, nuanced things that you really tell your story. So the end lesson here is that your values become your story when you are obsessively consistent with implementing them in everything you do. Every action you take or don't take becomes a line of your story that your audience reads. And the more consistently that they read it, the more they hear and understand it. So this week, take those core values and start noting how they can apply to everything.
What do you mean everything?
Everything!
Understood.
From your corporate policies to your hiring practices to your org chart, all the way down to your latest tweet. Are you consistent? Do you contradict those core values? Can people understand what your core values are in everything that you do and say, internal and external? How can you better demonstrate them? How can you throw your weight behind them? Do your products and services communicate those core values?
You ask a lot of questions, Morty. Not very charismatic.
Start obsessively looking at every part of your business and take note on how you do or you don't align. And then let me know in the comments what you find. Join me again next week for a story on how these core values are applied. My name is Tara, and this has been Truly Social.